This is Marty from Photoshop Arthouse. I'm going to show you how to create a mind-bending perspective effect. I provided this photo that we'll use for this project. Feel free to use another photo if you like. First, we'll make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl or Command J. We'll rotate the copy by going to Edit, Transform, and rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Go to View, and if Snap isn't checked, click it to enable it. If your Move tool isn't active, press V on your keyboard. Then drag the rotated photo so its upper left corner snaps to the upper left corner of the original photo beneath it. Open the polygonal lasso tool and click just outside the bottom left corner of the canvas. Continue by clicking just outside the top left corner and then down to a point just below the bottom corner of the rotated photo. Close the path by connecting it back to the starting point. You'll know when it's connected when you see a small circle appear. The selection will automatically activate. Click the Layer Mask icon to make a layer mask of the selection next to the active layer. The white area in the mask reveals the visible part of the rotated photo, while the black area conceals the rest. Think of layer masks like stencils. White reveals and black conceals. Next, let's soften the edge of the water. If you don't see the Properties panel, go to Window and Properties. Adjust the feather slider to 5 pixels, or simply type in the value. If we want, we can slide the photo across by opening our Move tool and pressing and holding the Shift key as we drag it. Since I like its original position, I'll press Ctrl or Command Z to undo that move. Next, we'll brighten the top edge of the water. Make a composite snapshot by pressing Ctrl Alt Shift E on Windows or Command Option Shift E on a Mac. Ctrl or Command click the layer mask to reactivate its selection. Invert it by pressing Ctrl or Command Shift I. Hide the visible marching ants by pressing Ctrl or Command H. The selection is still active, just hidden. Open the Dodge tool. This tool allows us to lighten specific areas of our image without affecting their hue or saturation. Open the Brush Picker and choose a soft, round brush. Set its size to 800 pixels and its hardness to 0%. Set the range to midtones and the exposure to 50%. Position the Dodge tool approximately here and drag it upward at an angle to about here to brighten that edge. Deselect the hidden selection by pressing Ctrl or Command D. Next, we'll clean up the area where the skylines meet. Make a new layer. Open the Zoom tool and drag it over that area to zoom into it. To reposition it on your canvas, press and hold the space bar as you drag the image. Then release the space bar. Open the polygonal lasso tool and place it on the point where the skylines meet. Click and place it on the bottom corner of the first building that you'd like to see on the rotated skyline. Click and press and hold the Shift key as you drag the tool across the edge of that building. Pressing Shift kept our tool perfectly horizontal as we dragged it across. If you want to draw an angle, release the Shift key before you drag the tool. Draw up and around and place the tool on the top left corner of the first building you want to see on this skyline. Follow along its edges and connect the line to the first anchor point. As soon as we release the tool, we see the lines converted into a selection. We'll fill the selection with a color from the sky. Press and hold I on our keyboard to open the eyedropper tool and click it anywhere on the sky to pick up its color. Notice our foreground color changed to the color we just clicked. We'll fill the selection with the foreground color by pressing Alt or Option plus Delete. Deselect it by pressing Ctrl or Command D. To fit the entire image onto our canvas, press Ctrl or Command 0. Before we replace the sky, we'll make a composite snapshot of our visible image so we can separate the skylines and the water from the sky. Press Ctrl-Alt-Shift-E on Windows or Command-Option-Shift-E on a Mac. Open the Quick Selection tool. Click the arrow next to Select Subject and make sure Cloud is checked. This will give us a much better selection. If you don't see it, press Ctrl or Command K to open the Preferences window. Click Image Processing and choose Cloud. The processing can remain faster. Click Select Subject. To check it, press Q to see it as a quick mask. We'll reveal the water as well by pressing Q again to revert it back into a selection and increasing the size of our Quick Selection tool to 50 pixels. Drag the tool over the water and wherever else you see the marching ants inside the skyline. To check it, press Q and then Q again to revert it back. Press Ctrl or Command J to cut the image inside the selection and copy it to its own layer. We'll make a new layer below it by Ctrl or Command clicking the new layer icon. We'll fill it with the blue foreground color by pressing Alt or Option plus Delete. Then we'll convert our visible image into a smart object so we can replace the sky non-destructively, meaning we can edit it whenever we want. Shift-click the top layer to make it active as well, and click the icon at the upper right. Click Convert to Smart Object. If you want to zoom out a bit, press Ctrl or Command and the minus key. Go to Edit and Sky Replacement. I did an in-depth tutorial on sky replacement, so if you'd like to watch it, I provided that link as well. It comes with the top 3 sky packs. To download more, click the gear icon, Get More Skies, and download Free Skies. For this image, I'll open the Blue Skies folder and click this one. We can reposition the sky by simply dragging it. We can adjust its size by dragging the scale slider. There are other adjustments we can make to fine-tune the edge, as well as adjusting the brightness and temperature. We can also flip the sky as well. Make a composite snapshot and invoke Auto Tone by pressing Ctrl or Command-Shift-L. This is Marty from Photoshop Arthouse. Thanks for watching.